So, hello everyone. I'm very happy to be here and to have the honor to open this in my city. I'm going to talk about nighttime governance, and I can imagine that for not everyone the title of night mayor rings a bell or what it does, so we're going to do that. And I have the pretentious title, How Nightlife Governance and Music Tech Will Save the World. And this is my favorite quote. It was printed in a book. For the non-English speakers, the best ideas come at night with a beer and are worked out with a coffee during the daytime. And I think I used to have a nightclub like 100 meters from here, and sometimes we had a radical party, but then you actually meet someone very interesting, and the next day it turns out to still be an interesting conversation. So, and that's something that we actually, the reason why we're sitting here now is because FC Groningen won from Atletico Madrid in 1983. Can you imagine? We're now relegated to the second league. But at that time, it was such a big party until 6 a.m. in the morning, and at that time it was only allowed to be at 1 a.m., though I think Herman Brood and his friends made it a bit later. But then there was an older man of cultural affairs, and he said, yo, what if we allow bars to have live music till whenever, but they need to have a PA system? Well, and then suddenly every shitty bar got a PA system, and live music started blooming. And then in 1986, Noorderslag was founded, and in 1996, Eurosonic. So out of that win from FC Groningen, we brought that to our city. And of course, for this is facts that we all might know, of course, we have no curfew times, which I'm always very proud of to say to my nighttime colleagues in Amsterdam are always very jealous on that. And Dua Lipa and Adele and Stromae were all discovered here when nobody else knew them. Then let's get to music tech. Because the first instance of music tech can be traced back around 50,000 years when some caveman thought, hey, I have bone, let's make some holes in it and start fluting on it. And we could consider that as a start of music tech, because you use something else apart from your own music, your own personal expression, to bring that to the world. And in the many centuries and millennia after, music was always a very vital part of society. Nowadays, we could say that music is sometimes a bit neglected or taken for granted. There are people say, okay, when you can live from your music, you're a professional and then you have a good job, and otherwise you're a nice amateur, you make some nice music, you know. But in the Cicero, life without music is like a body without a soul, or even our grumpy man Nietzsche, without music, life would be a mistake. And those are sayings that I like to embrace. And if we trace it back to the start of nightlife, then we go like 100 years ago. Then we go back to the First World War. And after the First World War, there was a group of black American soldiers. They were highly discriminated because 1919 was the year of the most lynchings in all USA history. So a lot of them decided to stay in France. And their roots and blues from Louisiana blended with a quite uncommon group in France also, the Gypsies. And together they started making music together. And out of that, the Gypsy jazz started and exported all over Europe. And the Roaring Twenties came out of this quite unusual blend of different groups. And then not the parties of the aristocracy in a palace or the peasant farmer parties, but kind of the dance club started. And there the whole social tendency was also different, because the boss of the factory could be the guy that was in the corner and didn't even dare to dance, and the cleaner guy could be the coolest guy on the dance floor. So all the social orders changed by that. And out of something terrible, 16 million dead and Spanish flu and everything,